Today, we're going to tackle a massive cultural belief, the idea that to be successful, you have to be on 24/7. We're here to bust the myth that nonstop work actually leads to success and show you why strategic rest, well, it might just be your greatest competitive advantage.
Man, this quote really hits home, doesn't it? If you've ever felt that constant push for more only to find yourself just running on empty, then you are in exactly the right place. That feeling has a name, and it's a trap that so many of us fall into.
So, we're all taught this, right? That you have to hustle to get ahead. But what happens when that hustle doesn't lead to a breakthrough, but to a total breakdown? Well, it often leads to a state of complete and utter exhaustion called burnout.
And let's be super clear, burnout is not just feeling tired after a long week. It's so much deeper than that. It's this profound sense of depletion. It's when you feel totally overwhelmed, emotionally drained, and just completely unable to keep up. It's that feeling that you have absolutely nothing left to give.
Now, this is a really key distinction. With stress, it feels like you're drowning in responsibilities. You still have the sense that if you could just get control, things would be okay. But burnout, that feels like you're completely dried up inside. It's a feeling of emptiness, and honestly, you often can't even see a way out. The scary thing is, burnout doesn't just hit you like a truck. It kind of sneaks up on you. It often starts with what they call a honeymoon phase. You're excited, you're committed, you're all in, but then the stress starts to build. You start letting self-care slide, and you slip into chronic stress. And if you don't catch it, that leads right to full-blown burnout, which can become this habitual, deep-rooted part of your life, making it even harder to climb out of. But this isn't just about feeling bad. Burnout has serious real-world consequences for our health and our ability to perform. And when you actually look at the data, it's genuinely terrifying. And this isn't some abstract risk we're talking about. This is a real quote from Ariana Huffington, the founder of the Huffington Post. She literally collapsed from exhaustion. That was her wake-up call, and it forced her to completely rethink her entire relationship with work and sleep. So why does this happen? Well, it's because we've created this bizarre culture where running on empty is seen as a sign of dedication. We actually brag about getting only 4 or 5 hours of sleep. Ariana Huffington tells a story about a man who bragged her that he'd only gotten 4 hours, and she just thought to herself, if you had gotten 5, this dinner would have been a lot more interesting. The science is crystal clear. This isn't just unproductive, it's flat out dangerous. Just how dangerous? Okay, let's put some numbers on this from sleep scientist Matthew Walker. After just one all-nighter, your brain's ability to create new memories, to learn things, plummets by a staggering 40%. 40. That's literally the difference between acing an exam and failing it. And it gets even scarier for your physical health. After just one night of only 4 hours of sleep, there is a 70% drop in the activity of your natural killer cells. Now, these cells are like your immune system's secret service. They target and destroy dangerous things like cancer cells. A 70% drop is a massive state of immune deficiency, all from one bad night. And check this out. This perfectly illustrates the immediate risk. There's basically a global experiment performed on 1.6 billion people every single year. It's called daylight saving time. In the spring, when we lose just 1 hour of sleep, hospitals report a 24% spike in heart attacks the very next day. So what's going on here? Basically, our body's emergency fight or flight system gets stuck in the on position day after day. And according to the Mayo Clinic, that constant state of alert puts you at a much higher risk for, well, this whole laundry list of serious health problems. We're talking everything from anxiety and depression to heart disease and high blood pressure. So the real question is this the price we're willing to pay for success? Okay, so that was all pretty heavy, I know. But here's the good news. We are not helpless here. We can absolutely fight back against burnout and take back our energy, our health, and our well-being. So how do we do it? Let's get into the actionable solutions. It all starts with this simple but super powerful 3-step approach, the 3 R's. First, you've got to recognize the warning signs we just talked about. Second, you have to reverse the damage by getting support and actively managing your stress. And third, you build long-term resilience by taking care of your physical and emotional health. Building resilience is all about creating your own personal recovery toolkit. And we're not talking about making massive, sweeping changes overnight. It's about the small, consistent things you do every single day. Things like fueling your body with healthy food and getting some regular exercise.
But it's also about protecting your mental energy by setting boundaries and learning the incredible power of the word no. And in this crazy connected world, taking daily breaks from your phone to actually connect with friends or a hobby or something that genuinely recharges you is absolutely crucial.
Now, out of all the tools in that toolkit, the research is clear on this. The single most potent weapon you have against burnout is sleep. It is not a luxury, it is not an optional extra. As sleep scientist Matthew Walker calls it, it's a non-negotiable biological necessity. It's literally your life support system, and it's the foundation that all your other recovery efforts have to be built on.
Okay, so you're probably thinking, great, I need more sleep. How do I actually do that? Well, Matthew Walker has 2 super simple, science-backed tips you can start tonight. First, regularity is king. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day. Yep, even on weekends. This trains your brain, it anchors your body's rhythm, and it makes sleep so much deeper. Second, keep your bedroom cool. Your core body temperature needs to drop a bit to fall asleep and stay asleep. So a cool room, around 65 degrees Fahrenheit or 18 Celsius, actually helps that natural process along. But beating burnout is about more than just sleep hacks and diet changes. It really requires a fundamental shift in our entire mindset. We have to completely redefine what success and productivity actually look like. Here's the new goal. It's not about working more, it's about working better. It's about having incredible focus, creativity, and energy when you are working. True high performance isn't a nonstop marathon. It's a series of intense sprints followed by real recovery. So, I want to leave you with this one big idea to chew on. What if we stopped seeing rest as something we do when we're done with work, or even worse, as a sign of weakness? What would change for you, for your career, for your health, if you started treating rest and recovery as an essential, non-negotiable part of your strategy for success?